Paw Paw,
Yes.
I got two questions.
Ask one first and then the next one.
What are you passionate about?
What am I passionate about?
Mm-hmm. And how did you find that passion? And how did you keep that passion alive?
First of all, I like people and I stay away from them. I do. I love people and I look for people with goodness in them. I don't care nothing about no color and all that shit. Because I know better. But we have changed from a country who love each other and who started to love each other to a country who worship money and power. And that's what we are. My passion is when I find dedicated people like those hospital workers and military people who put the most precious thing they got on the line. I'm passionate about that. I admire them people. Their bravery, their guts, their stamina, their understanding, their willingness to help people regardless of who color they is. I am passionate about that. When I went in the military and met guys who was as racist as the day is long, but when we got through with boot camp and stuff and people learned each other, we all was passionate and dedicated towards being good Marines. And trust me, we were good. If we came out of the Marine Corps and tried to be the citizens we was in the Marine Corps, we would have a nation. Because when we saw a black man being treated a certain way, we'd have pulled a pistol out and shot the person who was doing that to him, regardless of the color of our skin. What did we do? We turned our back and went to our suburban neighborhood and said, well, that's the way they are. Now, that's the way we are. All of us are in the crap. And I am compassionate about this nation being what it could be. But it's never going to be there if we let these few people keep trying to run it.
Well,
what was your second question?
How did you find that? How did you find that passion? And how did you keep that passion alive?
I guess that passion came from my parents and grandparents. They decided not to let nothing stop them from being successful. And they was up against tremendous odds. Can you imagine that if they could survive that and be successful, and me thinking I can't? That's impossible. My mind couldn't even think that low. That my ancestors could survive a voyage from the continent of Africa and then come to this United States and knuckle under to somebody? Well, a lot of them died and killed themselves rather than submit to that. They don't tell about that. But those who was ended up here and came here, look what they had to go through. And as the son of a son of a son, I'm going to think I can't be better? That's impossible.
So it was the knowing your, what I'm hearing from you is knowing your history was what helped you discover your passion and keep it alive. Because if you don't know your history, how can you be inspired by it?
Absolutely. You try to be somebody else's history, it's not yours. So you're nobody.
When did you start looking into your family's history?
Oh, maybe at 10 or 11. I love my uncles and aunts so much. I guess I was studying history then because I was asking them questions. I was asking them questions about when they was a kid. What happened there? What happened there? How did this happen? And they would tell you. But you had to be interested to ask them. You had to have the right questions. And I ask them. I go from one house to the next. I get me a conversation out of them. Even the quiet ones who wouldn't hardly talk to nobody. They told me stuff. And I would sit there and say, wow. At 10 years old, and that's in the 50s, you asking people where you live until you get in the 80s, I was this happened when I was born. Then they was living to get up old ages. That was living proof for me. And my people didn't teach hate. They taught you can beat him at it. No matter what it is he do, you can beat him. Don't try to compete with him. That's not what you're on this earth for. You're on this earth to go for what you want. Now they would take a lot. When you came up to that line, I saw them armed. I saw them ready. That's far as you going, buddy. No matter what, that's far as you going. There's no line for black people now. Give them a little money, they roll over. You give them a little position, they think everybody else can get it. You give them a house and a car, they don't think about nobody else. Say it.